We are covering how to manage challenging behaviors for the Child Development Associate, or CDA, exam, specifically focusing on the ABC model and the pyramid model. On the CDA exam, you must demonstrate that you understand every behavior has a function. It is a form of communication. The core principle is that children are trying to either get something or escape something. Getting something could be attention, a desired item, or sensory input. Escaping something could be avoiding a non-preferred activity like cleanup time. A common exam trap is to choose an answer that only focuses on stopping the behavior itself. The CDA wants you to analyze the why behind the action. An exam question might describe a child who throws blocks whenever a peer comes near. The incorrect answer would be to immediately put the child in timeout. The correct answer will involve observing to understand the function before acting. This leads directly to the ABC model: antecedent, behavior, and consequence. A is the antecedent, what happens right before the behavior. B is the observable behavior itself. C is the consequence, what happens immediately after. For an exam scenario, let's say the antecedent is the teacher announcing the transition from free play to circle time. The behavior is a child dropping to the floor. The consequence is the teacher spending several minutes coaxing the child, who avoids the transition. The function was to escape the transition. The exam will test your ability to identify each part of this sequence to determine the function. A helpful mnemonic to remember the four main functions is SEAT: S for sensory, E for escape, A for attention, and T for tangible. Every challenging behavior is trying to find its SEAT. Now, let's connect this to the pyramid model, a framework for promoting social-emotional competence. The base of the pyramid represents nurturing relationships and supportive environments. The CDA exam expects you to know that most behavior issues can be prevented with this strong foundation. If a question describes a chaotic classroom, the best first step is to improve the environment with predictable routines, not to implement an individual plan. The next level up is targeted social and emotional teaching. The very top of the pyramid is intensive, individualized intervention for persistent challenges. This is where a functional behavior assessment, or FBA, would be used to deeply analyze the behavior's function. A critical concept for scoring well is understanding replacement behaviors. Instead of just stopping a negative behavior, you must teach the child what to do instead. If a child hits to get a toy, you teach them to use words like "my turn, please." An exam question might ask for the most effective strategy. The answer that involves proactively teaching a replacement skill will almost always be correct over a purely punitive one. So when you see a scenario question on your CDA exam, first ask about the function, then analyze the ABCs. Finally, think about the pyramid model to determine the right level of support, always prioritizing teaching a replacement behavior. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.